Welcome back to the channel and to another new episode of 2K24's Things You Might Not Know, the series where we continue our compilation of all the game's hidden features, Easter eggs and amazing details. So previously in this series we have covered the new tag team motion when you do a tag whilst running, but that is not the only tag motion you might not be aware of, as there is also another less known tag motion as well, this time when you do a tag when your opponent is facing ringside. Let's now talk Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner, who you may or may not know can be unlocked in this year's My Faction. So the cool thing about this version of Steiner is that rather than the model just being slightly altered from its original model, like most My Faction models tend to be, this one seems to be an entirely brand new model, which you can see especially well when you stand both versions of Steiner side by side. Hopefully this version of Steiner is part of the base roster in 2K25. So if you're lucky enough to actually unlock this version of Steiner in 2K24, then by default he comes with the original Scott Steiner winning scene. However, what you might not know is that he does actually feature his own one listed as Big Papa Pump in the winning scene list. It's just not set by default. Speaking of new models, there is an upcoming DLC pack featuring this version of The Fiend as seen in the Bray Wyatt documentary. This one features this awesome attire, which even features the extra face on the back of the mask, which will look badass during the spider walk and the Sister Abigail. The pack, of which we don't have the full details currently, will also feature an action figure model of Bray Wyatt, which is the version of Wyatt from the Wyatt family era, even complete with classic theme. Let's now quickly go over some DLC details from the last two DLC packs. So from the Pat McAfee pack, when grabbing a weapon, Pat McAfee, AJ Hawk and Darius Butler will all grab the football by default. When grabbing the football at times, each three will feature their own unique audio.
Pat, you're confusing your sports. You're not in Indianapolis anymore. Out of the ring, what's his plan here? D-Bud has the ball and has visions of taking this match to the end zone. That football is just going to raise the bloodlust in the hawker.
In the pack following that one, Carlito arrived along with his apple, which he will grab by default when grabbing a weapon. He will also at times feature unique audio when grabbing it.
Moves outside, what's the plan here? Oh boy, Carlito has found the apple. By proxy, that apple is now Caribbean cool.
Back to the football with a pretty cool detail about it, being that along with it came a brand new throw motion. That is, unless you are Pat McAfee, who instead features this unique kick when you go to throw it. Now, not only can both these throws be reversed, but they can also be used to knock your opponent off the apron and even off the turnbuckle. Carlito's apple was not only added, but Carlito features a unique weapon grapple when using it, which is of course Carlito's trademark apple spit. An extra amazing detail about the apple is that when you do the apple split 3 more times, so 4 times total, you'll then only be left with the core of the apple. So before we finish off with the weapons, if you take a look at this list on community creations, it lists all the weapons that 2K24 features, and if you look a little closer, you'll see that a chain is also listed, which points towards the chain being added as a new weapon in one of the game's final updates. So in this series, we have covered a bunch of unique Rivals audio, and we've got a bit more to cover today, this time Dream Match audio when Seth Rollins takes on Eddie Guerrero.
And folks, here are 2 superstars who don't mind getting their hands dirty in the ring. Eddie Guerrero and Seth Rollins.
2 absolute masterminds, Cole. This is about to be a battle of not just athleticism, but wits and in-ring IQ. Who's the more brilliant strategist? Who's the better rule bender? Those are the questions we're about to have answered here.
And it's Latino Heat against the self-proclaimed visionary and revolutionary of WWE. You'll get no argument from most of the locker room. Rollins and Guerrero are 2 of the very best competitors you'll ever have the chance to watch.
Yeah, and they both have that competitive streak. Both want to prove right here, right now, just who the better man is.
Both innovative in their own ways in the ring. This should be an interesting clash of styles.
Up next, let's talk Bad Bunny. So not only is Bad Bunny a pretty unique name to have on the roster anyway, but his inclusion also brings a rare thing to the series, which is officially branded clothing. As if you look closely at his shoes, you'll see he is wearing a fully branded pair of Adidas. Sticking with Bad Bunny, as another awesome detail that he features is some hidden body art under his attire parts, which even features a wrestling ring. Next up, more of a fun one, as we've got the ability to look at superstars without their hair or even their beards. So in this example, we're going to be using Ivar, and heads up, to do this you're going to need a creation that features these 2 attire parts which have been set to invisible, which can be found by searching for invisible in community creations. Nonetheless, when you've got that, if you import these attire parts in this example to Ivar, then not only will the invisible headpiece take away his hair, but the invisible scarf will then take away his beard, giving us this beardless version of Ivar. So we're going to go back to the recent DLC pack to finish off today's episode, as another amazing detail is that if you break out of Carlito, you can then do a run-in with his trademark apple.
Referee signals for the bell and we are finally underway.
These superstars are seeing red right now, gentlemen. Carlito with a front face lock applied, suplex position, escapes out the back door, but no! Instead we get a backstab.
As always, share with me any details you think should be featured in future episodes in the comments below. Stay tuned for more like this coming to the channel soon. And until next time, this has been 101, and I will see you all on the next one.